Stuckism is an international art movement founded in 1999 by Billy Childish and Charles Thomson to promote figurative painting as opposed to conceptual art. By July 2012, the initial group of 13 British artists had expanded to 233 groups in 52 countries. Childish and Thomson have issued several manifestos. The first one was the Stuckists, consisting of 20 points starting with Stuckism as a quest for authenticity. Remodernism, the other well-known manifesto of the movement, is a criticism of postmodernism. It aims to get back to the true spirit of modernism, to produce art with spiritual value regardless of style, subject matter or medium. In another manifesto they define themselves as anti-art, which is against anti-art and for art. After exhibiting in small galleries in Shoreditch, London, the Stuckists' first show in a major public museum was held in 2004 at the Walker Art Gallery, as part of the Liverpool Biennial. The group has demonstrated annually at Tate Britain against the Turner Prize since 2000, sometimes dressed in clown costumes. They have also come out in opposition to the Charles Saatchi patronised young British artists. Although painting is the dominant artistic form of Stuckism, artists using other media such as photography, sculpture, film and collage have also joined, and share the Stuckist opposition to conceptualism and ego art. Name, founding and origin. The name Stuckism was coined in January 1999 by Charles Thomson in response to a poem read to him several times by Billy Childish. In it, Childish recites that his former girlfriend, Tracy Emin, had said he was stuck with his art, poetry and music. Later that month, Thomson approached Childish with a view to co-founding an art group called Stuckism, which Childish agreed to, on the basis that Thomson would do the work for the group, as Childish already had a full schedule. There were 11 other founding members: Philip Absalon, Francis Castle, Sheila Clark, Eamon Everall, Ella Gur, Wolf Howard, Bill Lewis, Sanchia Lewis, Joe Machine, Sexton Ming, and Charles Williams. The membership has evolved since its founding through creative collaborations. The group was originally promoted as working in paint, but members have since worked in various other media including poetry, fiction, performance, photography, film and music. In 1979, Thomson, Childish, Bill Lewis and Ming were members of the Medway Poets performance group, to which Absalon and Sanchia Lewis had earlier contributed. Peter Waite's Rochester Pottery staged a series of solo painting shows. In 1982, TVS broadcast a documentary on the poets. That year, Emin, then a fashion student, and Childish started a relationship. Her writing was edited by Bill Lewis, printed by Thomson and published by Childish. Group members published dozens of works. The poetry group dispersed after 2 years, reconvening in 1987 to record the Medway Poets LP. Clark, Howard and Machine became involved over the following years. Thomson got to know Williams, who was a local art student and whose girlfriend was a friend of Emin. Thomson also met Everall. During the foundation of the group, Ming brought in his girlfriend, Guru, who in turn invited Castle. Manifestos. In August 1999, Childish and Thomson wrote the Stuckists Manifesto, which stressed the value of painting as a medium, its use for communication, and the expression of emotion and experience, as opposed to what Stuckists see as the superficial novelty, nihilism and irony of conceptual art and postmodernism. The most contentious statement in the manifesto is, "Artists who don't paint aren't artists." The second and third manifestos, an open letter to Sir Nicholas Serrata and Remodernism respectively, were sent to the director of the Tate, Nicholas Serrata. He sent a brief reply: "Thank you for your open letter dated the 6th of March. You'll not be surprised to learn that I have no comment to make on your letter, or your manifesto, Remodernism." In the Remodernism manifesto, the Stuckists declared that they aim to replace postmodernism with remodernism, a period of renewed spiritual values in art, culture and society. Other manifestos have included handy hints, anti-art, the Cappuccino Rite and the idiocy of contemporary writing, the Turner Prize, the decrepitude of the critic and Stuckist critique of Damien Hirst. In anti-art, the Stuckists outlined their opposition to what is known as anti-art. Stuckists claim that conceptual art is justified by the work of Marcel Duchamp, but that Duchamp's work is anti-art by intent and effect. The Stuckists feel that Duchamp's work was a protest against the stale, unthinking artistic establishment of his day, while the great irony of postmodernism is that it is a direct equivalent of the conformist, unoriginal establishment that Duchamp attacked in the first place. Manifestos have been written by other Stuckists, including the Students for Stuckism group. An underage Stuckists group was founded in 2006 with a manifesto for teenagers written by two 16-year-olds, Liv Soul and Rebecca Maybury. On MySpace. Growth in UK. In July 1999, the Stuckists were first mentioned in the media in an article in the Evening Standard and soon gained other coverage, helped by press interest in Tracy Emin, who had been nominated for the Turner Prize. The first Stuckist show was Stuck. In September 1999 in Joe Crompton's in Shoreditch Gallery 108, followed by the resignation of Sir Nicholas Serota. In 2000 they staged the real Turner Prize show at the same time as the Tate Gallery's Turner Prize exhibition. A Students for Stuckism group was founded in 2000 by students from Camberwell College of Arts who staged their own exhibition. S.P. Howarth was expelled from the painting degree course at Camberwell College for his paintings, and had the first solo exhibit at the Stuckism International Gallery in 2002, named "I Don't Want a Painting Degree If It Means Not Painting." Thomson stood as a Stuckist candidate for the 2001 British general election in the constituency of Islington South and Amp, Finsbury, against Chris Smith, the then Secretary of State for Culture. He picked up 108 votes. Childish left the group at this time because he objected to Thomson's leadership. From 2002 to 2005, Thomson ran the Stuckism International Centre and Gallery in Shoreditch, London. In 2003, under the title "A Dead Shark Isn't Art," the gallery exhibited a shark which had first been put on public display in 1989 by Eddie Saunders in his Shoreditch shop, JD Electrical Supplies. It was suggested that Hirst may have seen this and copied it. In 2003 they reported Charles Saatchi to the UK Office of Fair Trading, complaining that he had an effective monopoly on art. The complaint was not upheld. In 2003, an allied group, Stuckism Photography, was founded by Larry Dunstan and Andy Bullock. In 2005, the Stuckists offered a donation of 175 paintings from the Walker Show to the Tate, but it was rejected by the Tate's trustees. In August 2005, Thomson alerted the press to the fact that the Tate had purchased a work by Chris Offaly, The Upper Room, for £705,000 while the artist was a serving Tate trustee. Fraser Keyscott, owner of a gallery, demonstrated with the Stuckists outside the Tate Gallery against the gallery's purchase of The Upper Room. Scott said in the Daily Telegraph that the Tate Gallery's chairman, Paul Myers, was hypocritical for refusing to divulge the price paid. Offaly had asked other artists to donate work to the gallery. In July 2006, the Charity Commission censured the gallery for acting outside its legal powers. Sir Nicholas Serrator stated that the Stuckists had acted in the public interest. In October 2006, the Stuckists staged the first exhibition, Go West, in a commercial West End gallery, Spectrum London, signalling their entry as major players in the art world. An international symposium on Stuckism took place in October 2006 at the Liverpool John Moores University during the Liverpool Biennial. The program was led by Naive John, founder of the Liverpool Stuckists. There was an accompanying exhibition in the 68 Hope Gallery at Liverpool's School of Art and Design. By 2006, there were 63 Stuckist groups in the UK. Members include Naive John, Mark D., Elsa Dax, Paul Harvey, Jane Kelly, Udayan, Peter McArdle, Peter Murphy, Rachel Jordan, Guy Denning and Abby Jackson. John Bourne opened Stuckism Wales at his home, a permanent exhibition of paintings. Mandy McCartan is a regular guest artist. In 2010, Paul Harvey's painting of Charles Saatchi was banned from the window display of the Art Space Gallery in Maddox Street, London, on the grounds that it was too controversial for the area. It was the centerpiece of the show, Stuckist Clowns Doing the Dirty Work, the first exhibition of the Stuckists in Mayfair, and depicted Saatchi with a sheep at his feet and a halo made from a cheese wrapper. The Saatchi Gallery said that Saatchi would not have any problem with the painting's display. The gallery announced they were shutting down the show. Harvey said, "I did it to make Saatchi look friendly and human. It's a ludicrous decision." The Stuckists considered legal action and protested with emails to the gallery. Subsequently, the painting was reinstated and the show continued. Demonstrations. The Stuckists gained significant media coverage for 8 years of protests outside Tate Britain against the Turner Prize, sometimes dressed as clowns. In 2001 they demonstrated in Trafalgar Square at the unveiling of Rachel Whiteread's monument. In 2002, they carried a coffin marked the death of conceptual art to the White Cube Gallery. In 2004, outside the launch of the Triumph of Painting at the Saatchi Gallery, they wore tall hats with Charles Saatchi's face emblazoned and carried placards claiming that Saatchi had copied their ideas. Events outside Britain have included the clown trial of President Bush held in New Haven in 2003 to protest against the Iraq War. Michael Dickinson has exhibited political and satirical collages in Turkey, for which he was arrested and charged, but acquitted of any crime, an outcome which was seen to have positive implications for Turkey's relationship with the European Union. The Stuckists Punk Victorian. The Stuckists Punk Victorian was the first national gallery exhibition of Stuckist art. It was held at the Walker Art Gallery and Lady Lever Art Gallery and was part of the 2004 Liverpool Biennial. It consisted of over 250 paintings by 37 artists, mostly from the UK, but also with a representation of international Stuckist artists from the US, Germany and Australia. There was an accompanying exhibition of Stuckist photographers. A book, The Stuckists Punk Victorian, was published to accompany the exhibition. Daily Mail journalist Jane Kelly exhibited a painting of Myra Hindley in the show, which may have been the cause of her dismissal from her job. A gallery. In July 2007, the Stuckists held an exhibition at a gallery, I Won't Have Sex With You As Long As We're Married, titled after words apparently said to Thomson by his ex-wife, Stella Vine, on the wedding night. The show coincided with the opening of Vine's major show at Modern Art Oxford and was prompted by Thomson's anger that the material promoting her show did not mention her time with the Stuckists. Tate chairman Paul Miners visited both shows. Sir Nicholas Serrota makes an acquisitions decision. Charles Thomson's painting. Sir Nicholas Serrota makes an acquisitions decision. As Charlotte Cripps of The Independent wrote, is one of the best-known paintings to come out of the Stuckist movement. And as Jane Morris wrote in The Guardian, it's a likely signature piece for the movement, standing for its opposition to conceptual art. Painted in 2000, the piece has been exhibited in latter Stuckist shows, and featured on placards in Stuckist demonstrations against the Turner Prize. It depicts Sir Nicholas Serrota, director of the Tate Gallery and the usual chairman of the Turner Prize jury, and satirizes young British artist Tracy Emin's installation, My Bed, consisting of her bed and objects, including knickers, which she exhibited in 1999 as a Turner Prize nominee. International movement. In 2000, Regan Tamanui started the first Stuckist group outside Britain in Melbourne, Australia, and it was decided that other artists should be free to start their own groups also, named after the locality. Stuckism has since grown into an international art movement of 233 groups in 52 countries. As of July 2012, Africa Mafa Bamba founded the Abidjan Stuckists in 2001 in Ivory Coast, and Curry Side founded the Cape Town Stuckists in 2008 in South Africa. America in 2000, Susan Constance founded the first U.S. group, the Pittsburgh Stuckists in Pittsburgh, the second group to be founded outside the UK. This was announced in the In Pittsburgh Weekly, the 1st of November 2000. The new word in art is Stuckism. A Stuckist paints the life, mind and soul with no pretensions and no excuses. By 2011 there are 44 U.S. Stuckist groups. There have been Stuckist shows and demonstrations in the U.S., and American Stuckists have also exhibited in international Stuckist shows abroad. U.S. Stuckists include Jeffrey Scott Holland, Tony Giuliano, Frank Kozik and Terry Marks. There are also 4 Stuckist groups in Canada, including the White Rock Stuckists in British Columbia, founded by David Wilson. Asia. Azam Butt founded the first Pakistani Stuckist group, the Karachi Stuckists, in 2005. At the end of 2009 he was thinking of expanding the Karachi Stuckists with new members, but on the 15th of January 2010 he committed suicide. In 2011 Shehrbana Hussain restarted the group. The Tehran Stuckists is an Iranian Stuckist, remodernist and anti-art group of painters founded in 2007 in Tehran, which is a major protagonist of Asian Stuckism. In April 2010 they curated the first Stuckist exhibition in Iran, Tehran Stuckists, searching for the unlimited potentials of figurative painting, at Iran Artists Forum, Mirmir Iran Gallery. The second exhibition, International Stuckists, Painters Out of Order, including paintings by Stuckists from Iran, Britain, USA, Spain, South Africa, Pakistan and Turkey, was held at a gallery in November 2013. Although one of the main aspects of Stuckism movement is that the Stuckist allows him/herself uncensored expression, but the Tehran Stuckists' exhibitions in Iran are censored and they are not allowed to exhibit some of their artworks in Iranian galleries. The group has also participated in Stuckist exhibitions in Britain, Lithuania and Spain. Other Asian Stuckists are Shelili, Smida Bhumik, Joko Apradinoto, Elio Yuri Figini and Fadi Kamar. Europe. The Prague Stuckists were founded in 2005 in the Czech Republic by Robert Janas. Other Stuckist artists in Europe include Peter Clint, Michael Dickinson, Odysseus Yakumacus, Artista Eli, Klutpa W, Jaroslav Valeka, Jiri Hauschka, Markita Korekova, Jan Marko and Pavel Lefterov. Oceania. In October 2000, Regan Tamanui founded the Melbourne Stuckists in Melbourne, the fourth Stuckist group to be started and the first one outside the UK. On the 27th of October 2000, he staged the Real Turner Prize show at the Dead End Gallery in his home, concurrent with 3 shows with the same title in England and 1 in Germany in protest against the Tate Gallery's Turner Prize. Other Australian Stuckists include Godfrey Blow, who were exhibited in the Stuckists Punk Victorian. In 2005, Mike Mayhew also founded the Christchurch Stuckists in New Zealand. Ex-Stuckists co-founder Billy Childish left the group in 2001, but has stated that he remains committed to its principles. Sexton Ming left to concentrate on a solo career with the Aquarium Gallery. Wolf Howard left in 2006, but has exhibited with the group since. Jesse Richards, who ran the Stuckism Centre USA in New Haven, left the group in 2006 to focus on remodernist film. In June 2000, Stella Vine went to a talk given by Childish and Thomson on Stuckism and remodernism in London. At the end of May 2001, she exhibited some of her paintings publicly for the first time in the Vote Stuckist show in Brixton, and formed the Westminster Stuckists group. On the 4th of June, she took part in a Stuckist demonstration in Trafalgar Square. By the 10th of July, she renamed her group the Unstuckists. In mid-August, Thomson and Vine were married. A work by her was shown in the Stuckist show in Paris, which ended in mid-November, by which time she had rejected the Stuckists, and the marriage had ended. In February 2004, Charles Saatchi bought a painting of Diana, Princess of Wales by Vine and was credited with discovering her. Thomson said it was the Stuckists and not Saatchi who had discovered her. At the end of March 2004, Thomson made a formal complaint about Saatchi to the Office of Fair Trading, claiming that Saatchi's leading position was monopolistic to the detriment of smaller competitors, citing Vine as an example of this. On the 15th of April, the OFT closed the file on the case on the basis that Saatchi was not in a dominant position in any relevant market. Responses. In 1999, 2 performance artists, Yuan Cha and Jianjun Shi, jumped on Tracy Emin's installation My Bed, a work consisting of the artist's own unmade bed, at the Tate Gallery's Turner Prize in an unauthorized art intervention. Chai had written, among other things, the words anti-Stuckism on his bare back. Fiacre Gibbons of The Guardian wrote that the event will go down in art history as the defining moment of the new and previously unheard of anti-Stuckist movement. Writing in The Guardian 10 years later, Jonathan Jones described the Stuckists as enemies of art, and what they say as cheap slogans and hysterical rants. The artist Max Podstolsky wrote that the art world needed a new manifesto as confrontational as that of futurism or Dadaism, written with a heartfelt passion capable of inspiring and rallying art world outsiders, dissenters, rebels, the neglected and disaffected, and suggests that, well, now we've got it, in the form of Stuckism. New York art gallery owner Edward Winkleman wrote in 2006 that he had never heard of the Stuckists, so he looked them up on Wikipedia, and stated he was turned off by their anti-conceptual stance, not to mention the inanity of the statement about painting. But I'm more than a bit interested in the democratization the movement represents. Thomson responded to Winkleman directly. Also in 2006, Colin Gleadell, writing in The Telegraph, noted that the Stuckists' first exhibition in central London had brought multiple sales for leading artists of the movement, and that this raised the question of how good they were at painting. He observed that, whatever the critics may say, buyers from the UK, the US and Japan have already taken a punt. 6 of Thomson's paintings have sold for between £4,000 and £5,000 each. Joe Machine, a former jailbird who paints for therapeutic reasons, has also sold 6 paintings for the same price. The BBC arts correspondent Lawrence Pollard wrote in 2009 that the way was paved for cultural agitators, like the Stuckists, as well as the vorticists, surrealists and others, by the futurist manifesto of the 20th of February 1909. Gallery. Some UK artists